You're watching Transformers of Eternia. Now today I want to talk about the topic of the recent reveal of Masters of the Universe X Transformers crossover and all the details of that and what I think we should really be doing instead of what we are doing. But before I do that,
if you enjoyed this video, why not hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this.
So not too long ago, after the reveal of Masters of the Universe X Transformers, the crossover figures were revealed, I posted this on my Instagram account where I usually share images of Transformers and Masters of the Universe and different things that I'm into and stuff that I took pictures of and stuff. Anyway, I posted this and I basically made a point that we should not be getting action figures in doing cosplay of Transformers. If you're going to do a crossover of Masters of the Universe and Transformers, you should really do it right, especially if you want to make a lot of money. So I basically posed the question, why aren't we getting transforming Masters of the Universe vehicles instead of Masters of the Universe characters in a cosplay kind of roundabout way of Transformers? It's just very strange to me that Mattel decided to go with this, considering that they have Hasbro right there and they could really work out a deal. I mean, it's not like Hasbro hasn't done like Star Wars crossovers, Hot Wheels crossovers, all these different crossovers. I mean, Hasbro's done all these other things, and the Hot Wheels ones is a very interesting one because isn't that owned by Mattel? How come those vehicles can transform and yet the Masters of the Universe could not use transforming Masters of the Universe vehicles? It's just a question that I have and I wonder about. But before I start rambling on about that, okay, so these are the actual action figures that are cosplaying as somewhat Transformers. Anyway, and if you like this, it's okay. I'm not against you for liking this. It's cool that you like this, and I hope you really get a lot of enjoyment out of playing with these. So I'm not trying to be divisive and say you're stupid or whatever if you like these. I'm perfectly fine if you like this. It's okay. I think there's a lot of stuff that I'm into that a lot of people aren't into. So that's cool. But for me, I don't really like this because I feel like we should be getting something much greater that's much more fun as a pattern to play, like for playing. Like Transformers G.I. Joe. They came out with actual Transformer vehicles that are G.I. Joe vehicles that transform into actual Transformers that you can actually take the action figure for G.I. Joe and play with in the same like scale with the actual vehicle that turns into a robot, which is a Transformer. So it's like, you have to excuse me if I'm a little irritated when I don't see a Masters of the Universe vehicle that's actually like the scale that fits with a Masters of the Universe figure, but have the vehicle transform into a robot. It's very strange that they could not figure that out, considering that Hasbro is right there and you guys could work out a deal and both of you would make a lot of money, considering the price of some of these things that I'm thinking of, considering the scale would be equal with the Origins type of figures, I would imagine. But before I get to my version of Masters of the Universe Transformers, I just wanted to give a shout out, because he gave a shout out to me actually, to Ken from Retro Toy Escapades on YouTube and also on Instagram, because he kind of he had a video that was talking about the same subject as I'm talking about here, and he pretty much agreed with me on the whole thing where we should get Masters of the Universe vehicles that transform into robots. So I figured I'd give him a shout out as well, because he did that, and that was awfully nice of him to do that. And thank you for doing that if he's watching. Now, speaking of things that Ken from Retro Toy Escapades would like, I decided to use a little bit of AI, and this is not perfect, so don't get me don't be too hard on me. But I just roughly came up with the concept that Mattel and Hasbro should really get together and work on, and that is to have transforming Masters of the Universe vehicles. So as you can see, I used the Masters of the Universe kind of a He-Man, the good guys kind of logo over there. I decided to put a little Autobot sign on that. Anyway, and then I decided to come up with what would the red version of Attak Trak, which is what Ken from Retro Toy Escapades was talking about, what would that look like as a Transformer? And of course, AI is a pain in the butt to work with to try to get exactly what you really want out of it. But this is roughly what I kind of agree that it should look like. So this is obviously the robot version is a little bit miscolored from the actual toy, but for the most part, you get where I'm going here, okay? So I made this actually look like a toy in this actual picture here. So you can kind of see that the robot looks more toy accurate. Now later in the video, they're gonna look a little bit more like real life, like Michael Bay Transformers, which I'm not a fan of, but they do they give you the feel that they would actually be realistic anyway. But yeah, so this is the red version of Attak Trak in its robot form and its vehicle form. And this is truly Transformers on Eternia, or Transformers of Eternia. This is Battle Ram and its robot form. And this, I could see, this one here, I would want to say this one should be the most expensive one because of what I'm going to say here. And that is that this guy should actually be able to fit a Masters of the Universe Origins figure to sit in there. And this should also be able to, the front should be able to come off, and that would be a Skysled. So just keep that in mind. So basically what the part that becomes his chest would become the Skysled, and it'd be kind of like a combiner in a certain way. So it'd be actually two robots. It'd be like the back of it would turn into a robot all by itself, and then the front could be a robot all by itself, and then combined, this is what they would look like together. And that's kind of what I would say. Now, Hasbro, Mattel, get on this, because this is a lot of money that you're going to make right here, because I guarantee you the Masters of the Universe fans and the Transformers fans would definitely love this, okay? Now, Masters of the Universe fans are getting tired of all the crossovers, but they would definitely love this if your actual Masters of the Universe Origins figures could ride in this, considering that we haven't gotten Battle Ram yet, even. I mean, we got a Skysled, but we have no Battle Ram yet for a vehicle for Masters of the Universe. So I'm just kind of pointing that out. So anyway, I'll move on to the Skysled. So the Skysled should be basically a deluxe version, like a deluxe type of scale Transformer. And this should be what he looks like in my eyes. Now, the little things on his back there, I don't know why I decided to do that, because I wanted actually to have like the gun kind of over the shoulder, but AI just would not let me get that right. So anyway, it's kind of like, just think of it as the handles, even though the handles are pretty small. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what this is anyway, the Skysled, and basically have it look like this, and have the actual the head that's on the vehicle turn into the robot head, which is really cool, I think, because these things should not look like Transformers on Cybertron or Earth or whatever. They should look like Transformers on Eternia, literally. So this is the type of medieval kind of stuff that I would kind of expect. And I mean, some of these guys which probably have swords and shields and stuff, I imagine too, and laser guns and weapons and stuff like that. But I'm just saying that this is the basic idea here, okay? You're getting the most basic idea. And this, by the way, keep in mind, Mattel and Hasbro could do this very easily, considering I thought this up myself. I mean, my whole channel, the name itself, Transformers of Eternia, is this very thing right here. So anyway, I wanted to kind of point out what the Skysled would look like separated from the Battle Ram, and kind of when it turns into its own separate Transformer. Okay, so on to the Attak Trak, the cartoon filmation version. Although the AI once again did not get the treads right on this thing, but you see, you can kind of understand what's going on here. Anyway, and plus I think it does look kind of cool with tank treads like that. That's actually kind of cool. So anyway, the Attak Trak would be like this, and obviously, once again, this would be an expensive toy if it was a Transformer Masters of the Universe Origins vehicle, because you'd be able to fit He-Man and Man-at-Arms and Tila and all those guys in there, and have the back open up, and you have a working weapon on top, and you'd have the treads that would be similar to that, I guess, to make things easier, I guess. Anyway, and then you'd get a robot that it transforms into that would stand pretty tall, actually, if it's actually Origins compatible, you know, in scale. So that would be this would be expensive as well, but this would actually be worth it because it's a transformer that actually transforms. Now notice how the look of these things is starting to look, the AI decided it wanted to go a little bit more Michael Bay realistic Transformers movie style, but that's okay because I think this actually fits it. This actually has that Optimus Prime kind of feel to it a little bit, although the head I think could be more courageous looking or kind of more Optimus Prime-ish. But I do like the fact that the weapon is on the shoulder like that. Reminds me of Soundwave a little bit. So anyway, this thing looks cool, and I do think it would be awesome like this. I don't know. This whole thing would be Hasbro, Mattel, if you do this crossover, here's my money. Here, just take my wallet. I'll write my bank account out to you, okay? And you could just take my money, okay? Because this is like money for you, just so quickly. But you're not doing that, unfortunately. So moving on. So now we get to the Wind Raider. This has always been one of those Transformers that I've always wanted to see. I mean, the Wind Raider, I've always wanted to see that transform into a robot because it just looks like a cool vehicle, and it would become a cool robot if you figured out a way to get the front of that thing to turn into the chest and kind of do all the stuff to get it to, you know, just look cool, you know, and the wings could be on the back, obviously, like I have here. I mean, like I said, this thing looks like a Michael Bay version of the Wind Raider, but you get what I'm doing here. But I just wanted to kind of showcase this. Now, I'm not going to do every single Masters of the Universe vehicle, but I'm just giving you a good idea so that people who watch this down the road can go, hey, why didn't Mattel and Hasbro do this? Because this is something, and maybe hopefully down the line people can get worked up over this and get these toy companies to get into this when they start running out of ideas. Maybe they'll steal my idea. I don't care. Please take this idea, make some money, and I will give it to you. Just basically use this idea and I will give you my money. So anyway, but yes, this is something that I would love to see right here too. But I would want the actual Transformer toy to look more like a Generation style figure that's actually in the scale of Masters of the Universe Origins, so that the Origins figures can ride in the vehicle. But we'll see about that because that's a pretty big Transformer if you think about it. Now, I know what you're thinking out there. When is he going to get to the actual villains' vehicles? Yeah, I'm getting there, okay? I didn't do as many of the Skeletor or Hordak or any of these people's vehicles because, like I said, it's really hard to get AI to create these things properly without screwing it up. But this one I take a little bit of pride in, even though I had to do a lot of extra work in Photoshop to fix this thing up to get it to even work even after AI did it. But yeah, so we get the Land Shark. Of course, that has to be a Transformer. I mean, look at it. It's a freaking shark on treads with guns. I mean, this is like something that is made to be a Transformer or a mech type of robot. But yeah, so I decided to do this one, and this one I think needs a lot more guns. I think the guns should be on the arms, but one gun on the arm I put, and then one on the back, just kind of, you know, because it's easier for me to Photoshop it that way. But anyway, so yeah, this is what it should look like somewhat. I think there should be more, I think the treads should be on the legs, but it didn't really do what I wanted it to. So anyway, I'm talking too much about how to make this stuff, but my point is, this is what I think we should be doing here. And see how that you got the Battle Armor Skeletor logo and has a Decepticon sign on it. Yeah, that would be something they should do. Mattel, Hasbro, you guys really should have been on this. You should have been thinking like this, but I guess you're not real fans like we are. So anyway, this is just something I just wanted to kind of throw out there because I think this is about right. What I think a lot of people would like something like this. And so we get to the Fright Fighter. This is something, I don't even know if some people even know what this is, because this is something I don't really see them remaking and redoing in the recent years. But anyway, the Fright Fighter is basically like this dragonfly type of thing, which is very cool. Reminds me of kind of the vehicles in Dune. But anyway, so I decided to make this into a Transformer, and obviously it does the Michael Bay thing again. So I added one of the cannons on the arm at least. But yeah, this thing, at least it did what I wanted it to, and that is put the wings on the back and put the front of the vehicle, the like head type of looking thing, as the cockpit, basically, as the chest. And that works out really good with this, because this thing almost looks like Shockwave, like a Transformer, you know, type of. I almost think that this is very cool. Anyway, but yeah, this is what you could do as a toy of this thing. I mean, there is just money to be made here, and this is a pretty big vehicle too. So this is another thing. Now there are other vehicles that I could have got to, and other vehicles that I was trying to do, but AI was not giving me the options or the ability. It wasn't working for me. So I just said, okay, screw it. Then I just gave you these. But yeah, I hope that you enjoy these ideas, and I hope that somebody will contact Mattel and say, hey, why are you not doing this? You know, I don't care. Use my video. I don't care. Just don't worry about me getting credit. I just take my idea. Mattel, Hasbro, come together and do this, and you're going to make money. I know there's a lot of people that I'm pretty sure that would like this, okay? I know I'm not the only one. Okay, so that being said, with all the designs that I came up with, I decided let me do actual, in the same theme as classic MOTU movie style, my series that I've been doing on and off. That's why it's been taking me so long to get out videos. But I decided to kind of put these characters, these robots, in with the Masters of the Universe figures or characters that I came up with that are like realistic movie style characters. And so you're seeing now these characters, and obviously they look very cool on Eternia, standing next to He-Man and all that stuff. So I'm just kind of I just made a couple images to kind of show you, and they're not perfect, but I just kind of put together some images so you can kind of see what it would look like if these things were actually in the Masters of the Universe movie universe, I guess. And boy, this would be really cool. They would screw this up in so many ways that it's unbelievable that how they would screw this up. This is like something that a super fan would have to be, a super niche fan would have to be into this in order to, he'd have to direct it or something. But yeah, so this is what I want to do. Obviously, get the different vehicles in the background and then what they turn into, you know. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you this and kind of show you the classic MOTU movie style characters standing next to these realistic versions of these Transformers on Eternia. But this video is getting really long. I'm sorry, and I hope people will actually watch it this time. I know the algorithm has been pretty hard on my channel recently, so nobody really is seeing these videos, it seems like. So please turn on that notification when you're into this, and please like, share, subscribe, and leave some comments as well. I'd love to know what you guys think about these things. Well, anyway, now you've actually seen what Transformers on Eternia would be like. So, thank you for watching.